Nathan, what are those two Challengers behind you?
It is a great day to be alive because we've got the Challenger Hellcat and the Challenger Redeye.
What's the difference between them?
A lot of horsepower difference, and as you can see, a bit of a width difference.
You know, there's only one way to find out, really. Let's take him for a ride.
Oh, I can't wait.
We are now in the good old Hellcat.
Yes, we are.
And those tires are just too darn thin, 275s.
It's a funny thing. I prefer the look of the one without the blistered sides, right?
Yeah, you like the narrow, traditional Hellcat.
But you can't get the power to the ground, so you got to get the wide body if you want that serious power to the ground, because this puts out more power than the old one.
Yeah, I know. And the old one overcame the power so easily, overcame the tires so easily, and the new one overcomes the tires just like right there again. It's an interesting vehicle, you know. It's like a double XL guy wearing size, I don't know, 6 shoes. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable in that respect because you can just feel the rear end wanting to step out every time you put down the power. Even, I mean, we're going a fairly good clip right now, and I put down the power and I feel like the rear end is like, I don't know, I might want to step out on you. If we were on the wide body, wouldn't have that feeling at all. And frankly, I think the wide body actually rides better.
Nathan, so we've got two supercharged Hemis in these two cars. What's the difference between the Hellcat and the Redeye?
Oh, they're actually really different engines. So starting with the Hellcat, which by the way has orange on it, so it's an easy way to tell the difference, right? It's actually the same engine as before, basically. However, it breathes better, and as such, it has better horsepower. Notably better. 10 horsepower more. So it puts out 717 horsepower and 695 pound-feet of torque. Look at this. That puts out a lot more power. So this is basically a detuned Demon engine that's in this vehicle. So larger supercharger, sucks in a lot more air, gets a lot more horsepower. Check this out, 797 horsepower and 707 pound-feet of torque.
How about transmissions? What can you get in each?
So if you want the manual transmission, you can only get it in the Hellcat. You can get it with the regular body or the wide body. However, if you want this vehicle with a manual, sorry, can't happen. Only the 8-speed automatic is available with the Redeye.
All right, Nathan, we are now in the Redeye.
Yeah, and already one big difference between the two of them. When we started it up, it sounded deeper and throatier, even though, from what I understand, the exhausts are basically the same.
So Nathan, which one do you think sounds better?
That's a really good question. With the Redeye, it doesn't let you quite rev as much, and I think that's because of the engine and the way it's designed.
Or because
it's a Demon engine under there, and they don't want you over revving it because of the pistons and rods and all the other things. I don't know. It could be something like that, but it definitely will not let you rev quite as much as the Hellcat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with it's the stepchild of the Demon and the Hellcat.
It's the love child.
You sure that's not like, you know, your...
That's what I was thinking, is that my head, but we've been going back and forth. You know what? There's a difference just from the beginning.
You know, I was just driving the Bullet Mustang. And that's 20 horsepower more.
It's adorable. What's the grand total on that Mustang?
480.
400, you're so cute. This one is what? Say it again?
Almost 800.
Okay. Yeah.
I looked down and I don't even want to look.
You don't want to know.
I don't want to know what the speedometer was because there were a lot of numbers there.
No, you were looking at the odometer.
Yeah, I was looking at the odometer. You're right. You know, you're exactly right. When you floor this one, there's this sense of the power is going to get to the ground and not burn up rubber.
Yeah. Right? So the wide body makes sense, but also there's immediacy to it. It just really feels like it just gets going right away.
Now the subtle difference that I noticed between the one that we have at home, which is a regular Hellcat, and this one seems to spool up just a little bit faster. Right?
That's why.
Yeah. There isn't like as much. There's really not supercharger lag, but this one seems to be more immediate than the Hellcat.
I agree with you. And what they were saying is this is a much larger supercharger, and it sucks in a lot more air.
It's a Demon supercharger.
Yeah, it is, basically. And, well, we're talking about an engine that is, for the most part, a detuned Demon, and what they were saying, which made a little bit of sense, why doesn't it put out exactly the same horsepower as the Demon?
Well, first of all, you got to use race gas to get the 840 that's in the Demon.
That is one of the reasons. And the other reason why it was an interesting one, and I think what they were hinting at is overall reliability. Being able to drive the car on a day-to-day basis and not it blow up the engine.
Yeah, this thing takes in huge amounts of air, huge amounts of fuel, right? But nice thing about it is when you're cruising at like right now 50 miles an hour, you're at 1200 RPM and you're getting 17 mpg. Nathan, let's talk price, because they actually dropped the price of the Hellcat $5,000 for 2019. So the gray car now starts at just under $60,000. If you want to go with the wide body kit, bigger wheels, fender flares, that's going to cost you $6,000 more. And if you want to step up to the Redeye, that's another $11,000. So there's a $17,000 premium to go from a basic Hellcat to a Redeye, plus all the goodies that you put on top of that, which means that that white one, that's a Redeye that costs $88,000.
All right, Roman, what do you get for an additional $17,000?
I've got the numbers right here, Nathan. Let's start with the Hellcat non-wide body. Quarter mile time is 11.2 seconds at 125 miles an hour, top speed 199. The Redeye, 11.1 seconds quarter mile, 131 miles an hour, 203 top speed. So you get a little bit more top speed. Now let's talk about the wide body. The Hellcat does a quarter mile in 10.9 seconds at 127 miles an hour with a top speed of 195 mph. Now the Redeye wide body does that same quarter mile, and get this, 10.8 or 0.1 seconds faster at 131 miles an hour, top speed 203. So for 17K you get a little bit more top speed and 0.1 of a second faster quarter mile, according to our friends at FCA.
Well, dude, that's important.
That is important. That's like the time it would take me to, well, put on my sunglasses.
And that is the difference between winning and losing.
Like 4 car lengths. The one thing that I would agree with you on completely is that out of the 3 muscle cars, right, the Mustang, the Challenger, which we're in, of course, and the Camaro, this is by far the most comfortable. It's got the biggest bandwidth, right? There's a lot more that you can do with this. You could take this car on a road trip. Not that you couldn't go on a road trip in a Mustang or a Camaro, but this is the one I would take for that.
You could put 3 passengers in the back. I can put my kids back there comfortably.
Yeah.
It actually has a real trunk. The seats fold down. I mean, it is a pony car, sure, but it actually is a large sedan as well.
Yeah, and I think that's why this car still continues to sell, because let's face it, Mustang has had 2 significant updates in the time that this thing has had 1 facelift.
And so is Camaro.
Yeah, and Camaro has become the sports car. This is definitely the muscle car, right? This is the car you'd want to take to the quarter mile drag strip. The Camaro is the one you probably want to take on a racetrack, and the Mustang, that's kind of, for me, the Grand Tour, especially the GT.
Yeah, we all have different opinions about this vehicle, but I think you and I agree on one thing. Our own money, this is the car to get. Yeah,
and we did buy this one, and I think that's a testament to why this thing is still selling, even though this chassis, is pretty ancient. It goes back to when Dodge was owned by Mercedes.
Yeah, you gotta give them a lot of credit. They've taken a platform and they've stretched it and found new ways of using it, just like they did with Ram trucks and just like they did with Jeep. So design, well, that's pretty much it. New hood design, which matters for performance. Some people like it, some people don't like it. I love it. It looks like cleavage. And the other thing is the Redeye in the kitty. The Hell Kitty, if you get the Redeye version, its eye is red, so if you want, you could take nail polish and put it in your own Hellcat to make your own Hellcat Redeye.
Dude, those are not boobies, those are hood scoops. They look like kind of the nose on a walrus, if you ask me.
Tomato, tomato. Yeah, we drove this car earlier here, which was about 100 miles.
Yep.
And it was a doddle. It actually, I still think that the wide body actually has a better ride than the regular width car. So you're getting a car that has more horsepower than about 90% of the vehicles built.
Than a Lamborghini Aventador.
I would say that it's a bargain.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what makes this car so relevant today. That is, you can get an 800 horsepower, almost 800 horsepower car, and then not have to take it to some mechanic whose last name ends in Luigi and charges $500 an hour.
Right, in order to get that extra horsepower and that extra performance.
Fixed, right?
And the crazy thing is you can put this right on the track right now, change the settings to a track setting, and get this thing to handle nearly at 1G cornering.
All right, to be fair, like I said, this is a drag strip car. Paul took the ST that we have at the office around our track, which is admittedly a small go-kart track.
Yes,
right?
it is. It's definitely not a power track.
And about the same time that he took our Hellcat around the track. These cars are like, hippos with ballerina shoes.
Yes, but this is a much more in-shape hippo with ballerina shoes because it has the wider wheels. You have more rubber
It's a
hitting the
hippo that
ground.
went to the gym.
I'm telling you, this way out handles your car.
Oh no, I no doubt.
Yeah.
No, I agree. But you still have the huge seats.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, what makes it a great cross-country tour also makes it kind of not great on the track.
Do you know who Jerome Bettis is?
No.
He's a Steeler who they called the Bus.
Okay.
And he wasn't really built to be, the guy who weaved between players to get a touchdown, but he got a lot of touchdowns. You know how? Because he had a big body,
Yeah.
strong legs, little feet, and
Okay.
he was able to blow through people.
A hippo
This is-
with ballerina shoes.
I'm just saying.
All right.
So this kind of has that feel.
All right, guys. What's a Hellcat known for? In this case, a Redeye. Only one thing, and that would be a burnout. So let's watch this bad boy do a burnout. Ready? So Nathan, if it were your money, would you pay $17,000 more to go from a Hellcat to a Redeye?
No, but I would pay $6,000 more.
So you get the wide body, but not the Redeye.
That's right, because the Hellcat gives you a manual transmission option.
Yeah, I can see that. We have a Hellcat at the office, and we paid a hell of a lot more than these new ones cost. And so I guess the lesson here is FCA and Dodge will always build more Hellcats. So don't be the first to buy one.
No, don't pay the markup, please.
As always, this is Roman
And Nathan.
saying thanks for watching, and check out tflcar.com for more news, views.
And real world reviews.
Hellcat versus Redeye. Isn't it a Redeye Hellcat?
It doesn't matter, let's go drive.
And one more thing we need to do, though, if you guys are still watching. You ready, Roman?
Yeah, do it again.
Oh, wow, that goes.
I'm not looking. I think
It skips a lot of numbers.
it does skip a lot of numbers. Yeah.
I thought that was the temperature for a second.
Yes, I think that was a temperature.
Oh my lordy mama, I love this car.
right,
It's fast.